Hello again, dear students. My name is Rodrigo Lasso Campo, your English teacher from Easy Training, and this is EasEnglish, your English learning program. Welcome back to a new lesson, lesson 220, part 1. Lesson 220, part 1 in Curso Básico level 1. The title of this lesson is I'd Like to Be. And in this lesson, we are going to be talking about what some children would like to be when they grow up. First, you and I will read the lesson as usual. And then I will give you some explanation of what I'd like means and how to use it. In addition, some comments will be made and you will have some questions to answer. Follow me and let's work on it. I'd like to be a funny clown with a happy smile. I'd like to be a tall basketball player with long legs. I'd like to be a happy gardener with pretty flowers. I'd like to be a pretty mermaid with long hair. I'd like to be a brave cowboy with a long lasso. I'd like to be a strong ballerina with a pretty tutu. I'd like to be a happy artist with a long paintbrush. I'd like to be a strong pirate with a long sword. I'd like to be a brave astronaut with a strong spacesuit. I'd like to be a happy zookeeper with a smart animal. I'd like to be a smart musician with a pretty song. And I'd like to be everything I can be. The end. First of all, let me tell you that this lesson was written by Catalina Page. And you can see that in every case, she has written the expression I'd like. I'd is the contraction for I would. W-O-U-L-D. Would. I would. And I would like is another way to say I want to. The difference is that I would like is a polite form. Is the polite way of saying I want to. Some people would say I wanna. Then, rather than saying I like to be a funny clown, you could say I want to be a funny clown, or I wanna be a funny clown. Want to or wanna. Wanna, W-A-N-N-A. This is a very informal way that Americans use for saying I want to. This is a clown. It could be surprising today to hear a child say that he or she would like to be a clown when he or she grows up. Mainly because many children have had bad experiences with clowns in movies, probably. But this is what they would say in case they wanted to become a clown in the future. I'd like to be a clown. I wanna be a clown. I want to be a clown when I grow up. I'd like to be a funny clown with a happy smile. This is a basketball player, and you can see he has long legs. A child has said he or she would like to be a tall basketball player with long legs. I don't know how old you are. If you are still a child, would you like to be a basketball player when you grow up? If you are an adult, did you want to become a basketball player when you were a child? Do you play basketball? I don't play basketball. When I was a child, I was not interested in basketball. But now I wish I had. Basketball must be a very interesting game. This is a gardener, and you see he looks happy and is displaying some pretty flowers. A child would like to become or to be a happy gardener like this. Would you like to be a gardener when you grow up? Do you want to be a gardener when you grow up? What do you think it is like to be a gardener? I must say that a gardener is a person who works in or takes care of a garden, either as an occupation or as a hobby, as a pastime. Do you have a garden? Would you like to have one? You see, this is a mermaid. Mermaids are legendary sea creatures who have the head and the upper part of their bodies as those of a woman, but the tail of a fish. I think you have run across a lot of mermaids in fairy tales, movies, and other kinds of stories. But here, a child has said that he or she would like to be a pretty mermaid with long hair. This mermaid, you can see, is really pretty, and she has long hair. Would you like to become a mermaid? Did you ever dream of seeing or talking with or being a mermaid when you were a child? What do you think about mermaids? Here is a cowboy. In the writer's opinion, this cowboy is brave. It doesn't mean that he is angry or grumpy. It means that he is courageous. He is a warrior. He is very strong. It is common to have cowboys in some special areas in some countries in the world. For example, in the western United States, there can be a lot of cowboys. In los llanos orientales colombianos, in the past, there were a lot of cowboys. I don't know if there are still those many cowboys there today. But a cowboy is a man, sometimes hired, who tends cattle and performs many of his duties on horseback. They use lassos. Here, this cowboy is holding a lasso. Would you like to be a cowboy when you grow up? What do you think it is like to be a cowboy today? Here is a ballerina. In the author's opinion, this ballerina is strong. And you can see she is wearing a pretty tutu. Do you ever wear a tutu? Do you like dancing? Well, a child has probably said that they would like to be a strong ballerina and that they would like to wear a pretty tutu. Do you ever dream of becoming a ballerina when you were a child? Would you like to be a ballerina when you grow up? What do you think it is like to be a ballerina? This is an artist, particularly a painter or a painter. A child has said that they would like to be a happy artist. Painters use paint brushes. This one is using a paintbrush. Perhaps the writer of this lesson thinks artists are happy. What do you think about it? Would you like to be an artist when you are older, when you are an adult? What do you think it is like to be an artist? For example, a painter, a sculptor, a writer. Here is a pirate. This kind of pirates usually commits or practices piracy at sea. They are violent and do a lot of robbery and attacks. Would you like to be a pirate? Would you like to practice piracy at sea? What do you think it is like to be a pirate like this? Did you ever want to be or become a pirate when you were a child? However, today it is common to hear people talk about another kind of pirates. There is another kind of piracy today. There is this kind of pirates who makes, use, or reproduces the work of another person without their authorization. There is even one more kind of pirates. It is those who illegally intercept or use radio or television signals, or those who operate an illegal television or radio station. There are many of these today. Sea pirates must be strong, violent, wild, and they use weapons. Here this one is holding a sword as part of his weaponry. Here is an astronaut who seems to be in the outer space and is wearing a strong spacesuit. Being an astronaut must be very, very, very interesting. But you have to study a lot before you become an astronaut. In the writer's opinion, astronauts are brave. Do you agree they are brave? I think they are very brave. Would you like to become an astronaut when you grow up? Did you want to become an astronaut when you were little? What do you think it is like to be an astronaut? This woman is a zookeeper. A zookeeper is a person who takes care of animals in a zoo. Would you like to be a zookeeper? When you were a little child, did you ever want to become a zookeeper? Do you know anyone who works as a zookeeper? What do you know about that person? This is a musician. A musician is a person who composes, conducts, or performs music, especially instrumental music. This is a smart musician, is implied by the writer. And a child may think they would like to be a smart musician with a pretty song. Can you sing songs? Would you like to become a musician when you grow up? Do you ever dream about being a musician? What do you think it is like to be a musician? Is it interesting? Is it exciting? This appears to be a hero. Well, many kids could probably want to be a hero. Many kids would probably like to be like their heroes. There may eventually be a child who can say they would like to be everything they can be. I remember when I was a little boy, I wanted to be a lawyer in the future. After some years, I had changed my mind. Then I wanted to be a medical doctor. Then some more years later, when I was like 14 or 15 years old, and I was in the second or third grade in high school, I decided that I would like to be an English teacher in the future. And here I am, working as an English teacher. What about you? Can you talk about it? Well, dear students, I guess I've got to go now because this lesson has come to an end. It was really nice for me to talk to you again. Hopefully, I will be back with a new lesson soon. Goodbye now.